Well, I think so. I think that there are lots of opportunities for the UK and India to grow their business ties, and I think this is a great way to do it because you have an interaction by the top business leaders on both sides across a large number of sectors, sponsored by government so that they can facilitate. I think it's great.
What are you expecting from the CEOs Forum? Some concrete announcements, some decisive ideas to take the relationship forward?
I would expect the CEOs Forum to really think about a few focus areas on which we can collaborate.
Like?
Because I think there's a lot of opportunity in the whole IT space, in the digital space, smart cities, innovation around that space. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the area of health and hygiene. I think that's a definite plus. I think on the whole financial side, there's a great opportunity to facilitate both-way investment. From India into the UK and from UK into India. So there's that possibility as well.
On the reforms front also, would you be giving suggestions to the government that, they need to kind of push on the important reforms like GST?
I'm quite sure that we're going to talk a lot about just facilitating business, making it easy for international business to operate in India. Now,
but GST is important for that, sir.
Of course it is. But it's not the only thing. I think there's no one silver bullet. I think it's just India has to become easier across the board. And I think we will certainly be talking about that.
It's an overall building of, call it brand India or call it, opportunities in India in terms of investing by companies here. And I think that's all beginning to start to working. And I think that's the result that you're beginning to see.
They've just finalized the civil nuclear deal as well. Where do you see potential for Bharat Forge and for the industry in the sector of defence and
I think there's a large amount of companies in the UK that are engaged in defence, and I think we have to make sure that whatever hesitation that they have in actually physically getting on the ground in India are taken care of, and I'm sure that in our deliberations tomorrow at the CEO's panel, there will be discussion on this issue, and I'm sure we will be able to, convince them that that's the right thing to do. And the second thing is there's a lot of research going on in UK universities, which is in high technology. Many of it is related to defense, aerospace type of industries. A lot of Indian companies are working with these universities in terms of also doing research. And I think this whole partnership needs to be built at a very high level.
Most promising area of collaboration between the City of London, which is a global financial center, and access to capital for a capital-starved country such as ourselves. There is something embedded there. These masala bonds are really quite interesting.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit more about it? Yeah.
So, this market, if it is developed in a calibrated fashion, can become a very interesting avenue for capital raising for India, particularly long-term capital, because infrastructure in our country, it's not appropriate for us to take the foreign exchange risk. So if people are willing to buy rupee paper, it would be very helpful. But I think to help develop that market, government needs to think more carefully about issuing paper or particular maturities so that a yield curve can be suitably established through public sector issuances, off of which, in due course, Indian corporates can then raise paper.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.